come on the screen. So you sure you didn't read your email? Chris.
My time has not started.
Chris, you can read your email.
I read it.
All right, well, we're going to help Chris out, okay?
All right.
First question is, why are you running for office, sir?
All
Time
right.
will start. Go.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, first of all, and thank you, Neighborhood Over Politics, for having this event here today. I'm running for office because I want to make this city better. And I think I've been doing that over the course of these last 4 years. It's my business background that gives me a unique perspective on what it takes to make that happen. I own and operate a small business in one of the most distressed areas of our community. And I have decided intentionally to stay here and continue to do that. I want to make the opportunities available to all Daytonians that I've enjoyed, and especially the small business community. So I'm here today. I've been making the connections with the workforce, labor unions that do work in apprenticeship, and I'm going to continue to do that work into the future. That's why I'm running for office. And if you re-elect me, I'm going to strengthen Dayton.
All right. What was that time? That was like two minutes. That was good. You had a minute left.
Straight to the middle.
You're not going to add it to the second question. You only get 4 minutes on the second question.
Got it.
Still 3.
My issues that I care about. First of all, workforce development. Workforce development and training opportunities to connect people with the very high-paying, lucrative jobs that are out there in our community. I've been doing this work, as I said, with the apprenticeship and labor unions, and I want to keep doing that work. Also, reinvesting in our neighborhoods, making the connections, leveraging the assets that we have to make our neighborhoods better. It's very important work. There are opportunities out there, for instance, like the Lakeview Lake cleanup, Gem City Market with food insecurity, things like that. There are good things happening in Dayton. We need to be talking about them. I don't know that we've done the best job of communicating the results of a lot of the work that we've been doing. I intend to work on that, make it better, and let people understand the work that we're doing down there. With what happened over this summer with gun violence, it's very important that we put forward meaningful gun legislation. It's ridiculous that the state has these ridiculous stand your ground laws that don't allow us to address the issue of gun violence in our community. I want to change that. I want to work with my colleagues and others and push back on the state legislature, the federal government, and others, and make sure that our neighborhoods are safe. And that's why I'm running for office.
All right. Chris Shaw. That could have been like a commercial. All right, DJ, you ready? Because we're going to keep it rolling. You going to bring me on that? You got something for me? All right, cool. DJ knows everybody. He does weddings, parties, he does church events. He don't do hood events no more. He retired. A lot due to the stand your ground law. He said I'm cool. All right, well, let's keep it rolling. Next up, tie your shoes for this one. I hope I hype him up. I don't, because I don't really know what he's about to say again. I don't know. Hope he make me look good, okay? Mr. Matt Joseph, Dayton Commission.
Oh, no walk-up music. DJ. I was wondering what it might
Here we go. Let's step to the side. We got to try it again. You ready to do that? Next up, we have Mr. Matt Joseph.
Thank you. All right, I feel better. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you, Neighborhood Over Politics, for putting this together. Democracy works a lot better when you have more people voting. Even though there are a lot of folks in our society that are working against that, we need everybody voting, and I really appreciate all y'all showing up and the folks that organize this. It's really important. Why am I running for commission? The first answer that came to my head when I read the email was that I grew up in a house, in a family, that I was taught that service is primary importance. We heard that excellent poem, talked about how social action has to be at the dinner table every day. It has to be a daily thing. That is exactly right. There are so many things to work on in our society, in our city. We can't take a break. It's got to be a daily thing. So in the big picture, that's why I want to run. My skills are to talk, and to listen and to work on policy, and I want to use those for the benefit of the city and our citizens. But the more immediate reason is because we've had a pretty tough time these last 10, 12 years, and now that things are turning around. We've had a good 2-3 years. I want to be there to help guide the decisions in the future. We made tough decisions about where to cut, endless decisions about where to cut when revenue is bad and things are going wrong. Now that things are turning around, I really think that I want to be part of the team that helps guide Dayton for the next 50 years. It sets us on a good path. So that's why I want to do it. As far as my top 3 issues, I think jobs are the most important thing. That even that alone doesn't help because there's so much inequality in how wealth is divided in this country. Just getting people jobs isn't good enough. Again, the poet mentioned minimum wage. That's a good start. Raise it all the way up to 15. But we need to do more than that. We need to work toward equality in a lot of ways. And that's the second thing I want to work on. There is equality in every corner of this city, whether it's leftover equality, whether it's festering new inequality. We need everybody pulling the same direction toward justice and toward welcoming. We need everybody to be welcome in the city. Like they say, no matter what you believe, who you love, we want everybody here. What you look like, this is a welcoming city, and I want to live those words. Finally, and this is something that I learned from Commissioner Zimmer, who was a commissioner when I first started a long time ago. He really laser focused on making sure that people got the services they need and deserve. And that's not easy, and especially these last few years, and it's been bad fiscal times, but we made the decisions necessary to do what we could, and we're coming back. So I want to focus on those 3 things, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Thank you all.
I had something for you, man. You want to bend? You got a little dance? You got 2 points for him, 2 points. All righty. Was that a shot?
2 points.
Yeah, was that a basket?
It was 2.
Let me see it again.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I gotta see
The shot?
One more time.
Okay, I just want to make sure the wrist click. Make sure the wrist click one time.
I coach.
You know,
I have to live it.
there it is. All right, check it out. On the 7th. All right. So next, coming up to the platform, please give it up for Mr. David Ezerati. There we go. There we go.
Okay, I got my own timer. I always carry my own timer. I also bring my own camera because I think it's important that everything people do that are running for office is seen in public. We have a problem with that in this town, just a slight one. We're going to fix that. So, I'm up here to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to first tell you I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I'm going to do things that I can't do. Because I'm not going to be able to fix gun control. And I'm not going to be able to create jobs paying $15, $20, $30 an hour. Okay, that ain't what I do. That's not what city commissioners do. And people who tell you that are lying to you. If they say they're creating jobs, that's not what government does, unless you're talking about patronage jobs for the friends and family. And that's what they've been real good at. We saw somebody plead guilty yesterday for doing a little deal for themselves and their friends. And that's what's been a problem in this town for a long time, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. And that's why 6 years ago when I looked at the basketball courts in the city and I said, this ain't gonna cut it, there were none of these out there. What's this? Deanna, describe this.
Basketball net.
Regular old basketball net. Now what's this?
That's a David Ezerati basketball.
This is a David Ezerati basketball net. This is a green net. This is a free net that I will put on any basketball rim in the city, and I did it. I put over 500 of these things up. And you know what happened? People in City Hall said, oh my God, that boy's showing up everywhere, and people are seeing it. We can't have that. And our basketball courts are a disgrace, so they spent $1 million to fix it. And there was an edict put out. It said, if I see a green net on any city court, somebody's getting fired in Parks and Rec. So now you see these nets on city courts, and you see these on school courts or church courts or over at the Dakota Center. Okay? So let me say something. My neighborhood, when I bought my house for less than you could buy a car, price of a car. My neighborhood, doing well now. Houses sell right away for $200,000. But the system is rigged. We have to unrig it. You can't even get a loan for a house for $20,000, okay? And that's what the problem is on a lot of the houses in this community. So I can tell you one thing I can do is we already pay taxes for RTA.
Come on.
Let's make it free. Let's make it so you can get to work, get to a job, even if it's a minimum wage job for free. You can get to a grocery store. We already pay for RTA. It costs them more to collect the money than the money they collect from fares. These people don't think about that. They don't have original thoughts. They're not creative people. They're not in creative business. They're in government. Government is full of politicians. You know what politicians are full of lawyers? You know what lawyers do get grade A's for? For plagiarism. You actually do better as a lawyer if you steal things from other lawsuits. That's how the whole gig works. Our lawyers make terrible politicians. These guys followed in their footsteps. It's time for a change. It's time for you to vote for Shanice Turner-Sauce and me and change things. Thank you.
I'll be the first to say, I don't normally do black and white jokes.
What?
But today, you black people showed your color. Everyone else was just, hey. She even clapped up front. She said, y'all just turned all the way up. We don't know that spunkies or nothing like that. Y'all know. See who stays in the club. Y'all do? I mean, I know you don't go to the club no more. That was last year. We're speaking present tense now. DJ set the music. Our next candidate coming to the platform is Miss Shanice Turner.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to see everyone this afternoon. Thank you very much for coming out. I see a number of the organizations. I got to shout out my sisters, my soul. All right. Yes, see you now. But as stated, my name is Shanice Turner-Sauce, and I'm a candidate for Dayton City Commission. And the reason that I'm running for Dayton City Commission is for a number of reasons, but I'll give you a few. So I am born and raised Daytonian, I'm very proud of that. A proud graduate of DPS, and a former employee of the city of Dayton. In fact, that's the reason why I'm running. And that's the reason why they don't want me to run. Because I know where all the bodies and the skeletons are kept. And because I have a true understanding of the inner workings of government, I know that we have to do better than what we're currently doing. When I drive through my neighborhood and I see the disinvestment, I see the hopelessness on people's faces, I know that we got to do better than what we're doing. And I'll tell you this as well. You notice the common theme, right? So the other three candidates, they were all what? They were all men. I am the only African American female on the ballot. So you realize we haven't had an African American female commission since over 15 years. And it's high time that we elect an African American female commissioner to serve, who has the passion, who has the integrity, who has the knowledge. And that's why I'm here today. We have to elect those in office who are reflected to the demographics in which they are designated to serve. I'm asking people to be intentional and to let your voices be heard, because I can't do it alone. I need each and every one of you in this room and beyond to stand up, to let your voices be heard, to grab a clipboard, to make a dollar donation, because it takes money, to make phone calls, make a call. Whatever it is that you can do, I need your help and your support so that we can really move the city of Dayton together. My 3 priorities will be, as your next City of Dayton Commissioner, for one, we have to have clear processes. We have to streamline the processes that we do have in place. We have to question policies and procedures. We have to question decisions. We cannot have another episode of the problem prairie happening in the City Commission where we don't know whether agreement was signed or whether we don't know whether it's hurting our environment or other neighboring municipalities. We have to be responsive. Secondly, we have to be accountable. And as your next City Commissioner, I will be accountable for each and every one of you in this room, for all 141,000 residents in the City of Dayton, in our neighborhoods. And thirdly, we have to be responsible and accessible and be transparent. And I will do that as your next commissioner. Thank you. Thanks,